We're started on YouTube and starting in 3, 2, 1. Diary of a Trans Woman is brought to you by every single person over at patreon.com. If you want to head on over to patreon.com/diary of a trans woman, you can learn more about how you can support this show. Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 83 of Diary of a Trans Woman, and we are so glad that you are here. It is a lovely late night on October the 8th. Joined by my BFF and CHI. It is EJ. EJ, how you doing?
Hi, Abito. I'm fine. you know the pretty much the best you can expect as a trans person.
You're a trans fine. You're a trans fine.
Yeah, I'm a trans 10 and like a cis 4.
Oh. So yeah, it's been a week. What's been going on in your world?
Oh jeez. This weekend, I swear to God. Oh, I reckon.
What's going on?
My friggin' laptop shut down like totally fried, like won't turn on. I brought it in. I got a Microsoft Surface Book, and I brought it in the Microsoft store, and they're like, yeah, that's gonna take like $600 to fix. It was like, and then this afternoon I successfully dropped my phone in the toilet, which was cool. I'm so I've been grumpy all weekend. I've been so cranky, and it has not felt great. And this is I'm also at the time where like a week ago, I like on last Saturday, I had my last roller derby game of the year with my team, the Chicago Bruise Brothers, and I got ejected. First time I've got ejected from a game in 6 years of roller derby. So that was fun.
What did you do?
I tripped someone and they thought it was on purpose.
Oh. So it wasn't like there were no warnings. It's just like, get the fuck out.
In roller
Get
derby,
out.
There's like, I think there are three different criteria, and it has to meet two of them. If you want to get kicked out of the game, it has to be like intentional, egregious, or reckless, I think. And if it meets two of those three criteria, they kick you out of the game. So they saw it as, I don't know, reckless and intentional, I guess, or one of those combinations. I don't know. I had a referee explain it to me, and I just bailed. I was just like, oh, okay. And I went over and I geared down. I was like, well, no arguing with that. Took my gear off, and then I went over to go to the snack bar to get a churro. And then like
I've been to that.
What?
Good churros.
Yeah, they got real good churros. I'd never had one of their churros before. I've gone there a long time. I just never ate from the snack bar because I'm usually there to do, sports. So I like to pretend like I'm eating as healthy as my eating disorder allows. And I went over to get a churro, and I was waiting for the churro, and then the head ref came over and was like, hey, you need to be over on that side of the rink. You need to be...
What?
Because apparently after you get ejected, you have to go to the locker room area. But because roller derby, we just put on bouts wherever we can manage. The locker room area is just one side of the rink. So it's just like, yeah, you have to be over there where you can't interfere with the game or whatever. It's just like, okay. So
Sorry, I'm a good roller derby player. I don't get ejected. I don't know how this works.
This has been 6 years. I've played for 6 years. I've gotten kicked off a team for who thought I was dangerous when I was not, and I got gaslit off another one who thought I was dangerous and I was not, and I didn't ever get ejected through any of that. I'm on a team in Fort Wayne now and never gotten ejected over there, but then like I got ejected in a men's bout for tripping someone and it looked intentional. So
Huh.
that was
Well.
So right now, that was the end of my season. Then my Fort Wayne season practices started on Thursday, and I don't know. I just I'm booked for the next few like weekends, and I guess it's kind of good to have a few weeks off in between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, they fit together nicely, but I haven't stopped since I came back from breaking my ankle last year. So, whew.
Well, crap happens.
Yeah, so that was not my favorite way to end the week. And then, all my electronics breaking, and I don't know, I had a very hard time getting my anxiety pills refilled this week. Just because
getting anxiety medication should not be anxiety inducing.
It shouldn't, but then sometimes we legally change our names, which
oh geez.
It has its upsides and its downsides, I'll tell you that much. I mean, I do have like a prescription for spironolactone under 2 different names at Walgreens. So,
Oh,
when I have friends who need some spares, I always got some.
Yeah, I've got oh, that's what that box was. I was packing up some stuff and I found a box underneath my bed and I didn't look inside of it, but I didn't know what it was. That's my medication stash. I've got like 4 months of Spiro backed up.
That makes sense. Never know.
You never know.
Gonna take you.
Never know when you're gonna get blindsided by life. Like me, I'm getting evicted.
Ugh.
Yeah. One of these weeks we're gonna have a show where we actually talk about some happy stuff.
Oh yeah.
That'll be fun.
It'll be good. We will.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some positive stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Some cool. I got to I don't remember if I told you about this, but I went and I had so my company on Monday had an all company meeting and the CEO was talking about something. I was talking just about diversity policies and how they were like looking to hire someone. I was just like, my email was like, hey, I'm interested in this. So I got to sit down and have a meeting with the CEO of my company and just.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
What was it? Vice president of.
They were looking for like some role to fill some VP of people role. And I was just chatting with her just about, just diversity in general, just heuristics and kind of describing different ways I think about it. I was discussing like the way I think about it is like, I think a lot of people see, when they think of these things, they think of it in a very HR sense, like very like conflict based, like, oh, someone said something accidentally racist. I'm just like, well, you gotta have two kinds. You have conflicts when something happens, and then you have to have like support systems so people feel backed up, and so those things don't happen in the first place. So you gotta have constructive stuff and conflict stuff, and I don't know. We had some really interesting discussions. I love her. We have a great CEO at our company.
Good.
She's so good.
I hope that works out for you. I mean, if it's a good fit, if it works for you, I hope you get it.
I wasn't interviewing for a job. We were just talking.
Well, I hope you find a way to incorporate more of your viewpoints into the diversity aspects of your employment environment.
I walk a rambling road.
Oh, let's go ahead and turn Facebook off. You know what we didn't do?
What?
We didn't say that we're going live on Facebook and Twitter and all that jazz.
Didn't. You were saying stuff and I was just like, oh, Abby forgot this and we are live and I better go post these links. So
yeah, we're going to do that just while we're talking and nobody will know the difference.
I just said I did it. Just you can.
Oh, you did it?
Slack, but I did it on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, you already did it. Okay.
Started talking because I'm more together.
Anyways, no.
Because obviously I know how to do this after doing it for like 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's been 2 episodes. All right, cool. Well, nobody heard that. Nobody listens to the show.
Right.
So.
It's terrible.
Well,
I do not recommend.
Unless you're already listening to it, and then we do recommend it. So we'll edit and post because I do that all the time.
I know.
No. So yeah.
You were hopeless before I got here. You had no social media, man.
No, I had no social media. I was, yeah. I had no social anything.
You were
really
like a sea bass on a boat.
I don't get the reference. Anyways,
well, I mean, you put a fish on a boat. The fish can't steer the boat; it gets lost. They'll probably die because it's not in the water. It needs the water for the gills.
What if the boat stays in the same spot?
Well, if fish doesn't.
If you stay in the same spot, can you get lost?
Fish doesn't know that, man. The fish stays in the
same spot,
probably flopping around. It's like, how do I get back to water? It can't. It's in a boat.
All right, but it's not lost. It might know where it's at. It's like, I'm on a boat.
Maybe. But in this instance, we're talking about a lost boat.
Wait, the boat's lost or the bass is lost?
I mean, the bass is in the boat. If the boat is lost and the bass is lost.
Okay, the bass is lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm not really necessarily getting evicted. It's been a year at this place that I'm at, and things just aren't really working that well. So I'm gonna be looking for a new place to live here pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I got a couple of things lined up, so I'm excited. Time to move on to a different chapter of my life. It'll be nice to move closer to some friends and hopefully not have a 50-minute commute to work every morning moving into the winter. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, winters in Detroit are terrible.
It's cold in the D.
Yeah, and icy, and people don't know how to drive.
You ever heard that song?
Especially, huh?
Have you ever heard that song?
Is there actually a song called Cold in the D?
Yeah. It's an original hip hop song by the Detroit-based rapper T Baby.
Oh, T Baby. Okay. Yeah, the famous T Baby. Oh boy. But no, it's been an okay week. It's been lots of ups and downs. Realizing that I was going to need to find a new place to live was kind of not something I wanted to have to deal with. I kind of would like to just have a few weeks where I could just be kind of chill and have my life go as planned and not have any anxiety or depression issues. That'd be awesome. But in all fairness, things have been going fairly well. You know, last time we talked, last episode was the drunk episode.
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear any feedback from that, so I'm assuming that it wasn't too terrible.
I mean, I don't the drunk history on Stonewall, so now we just get the drunk present and we'll move on.
Oh, please have me on
we'll be talking about that more later.
I want to be on drunk history. That'd be so much fun.
Oh, we'll have to do our own, man.
We could. We totally could. Could talk about Harvey Milk and Marsha P. Johnson and all that jazz.
Marsha P. on the original Drunk History.
We're gonna have to do that. Queer history. So yeah, last that was a drunk episode, but that was I had a run-in with an ex, and we wound up meeting and talking, and I guess we're figuring things out, and we're gonna try and be friends, and we're gonna, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. That's brought up. Huh?
Best buddies.
Yeah, I don't know about that just yet. My guard is way up, but it'll be nice to work in a building with somebody where you don't have massive anxiety attacks whenever you bump into them. So The anxiety's still there, but it's not like a oh shit, remember how much that hurt, to oh shit, what is going to happen next? It's a little bit more bearable, but it's still definitely anxiety inducing. So I guess it's a step up. I feel better about it. I've been surprised at how easily we've fallen back into having friendly conversations. But yeah, guard is still super way up. But yeah, that happened. Works work. I'm exploring Detroit. I'm finding out new places to eat and work. I went to a place called Jose's Tacos for lunch last Friday, and it was great. But yeah, that's the thing.
Just living your life, man.
Pretty much, just living my life. I come on this show and I complain a lot, which I mean that's kind of what you do on a diary sometimes. But there's some good stuff going on. Yeah. I don't know if have I talked about much about going to therapy.
No, not that much.
Well, I've been doing that every week for maybe a month now or so. I don't know. Seems to be going well. I'm kind of forcing myself to get feedback because a lot of the bad therapists that I've had in the past have just sat there and listened and never offered anything in return. And so I'm kind of forcing myself to shut up and ask questions and kind of pry answers out of my therapist, which is not necessarily prying answers, but coaxing feedback out. And it seems to be going well. We're talking recently about just with going through kind of some bad life stuff. I have compensated for my emotional instability with putting on a much more tough exterior, a much more a what?
You're very intimidating. I've been always very nervous around you and your raw physical power.
Yeah, that's a word to describe me, as raw physical power.
Yeah. You're a behemoth. But, tower above the world like a colossus.
I mean,
do you catch that reference?
Anyway, like I look at you. You wear like dresses and makeup and shit to work every single day, and you rock it, and you look awesome. We talked about this last time. And
I look great.
You do.
I'm amazing. I'm so good to look at.
You are.
And you're okay.
I hate you.
Oh no.
I can go ahead and just mute your audio real quick. I won't do that. But yeah, like you rock dresses all the time, and I have other trans friends who rock short shorts all the time. It's like I don't feel comfortable doing that. And it's something that I've never really felt super comfortable doing, but especially over the past few months of feeling so emotionally and mentally vulnerable, I've put on a lot of like my leather jacket and my sunglasses and my snapbacks and my jeans and my Vans. And it's very hard for me to venture away from that. What did you called it? Futch?
Oh yeah, your futch is foot.
Like a feminine butch, like just kind of mixed in there. So
yeah, man, you're right.
I don't know.
What you say was like a 5.25?
Oh yeah, so it was a 5.25 on the feminine, and was it the feminine and butch scale?
Like 5.5 was like right down the middle, so 5.25 was just like slightly more femme, which I could see that.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on the day. It fluctuates.
Yeah, sometimes you're a 5.25, sometimes you're a 5.35. Depending on what you're wearing.
But we set a goal for myself, and at least 3 times, and I don't know if I want to move to the point of wearing dresses and short shorts all the time. It might just not be my style, but I feel confined. by this necessity of putting on this gruff exterior. And so for the next week, 3 days out of the work week, I am going to wear makeup to work. That's my goal. Now we're going to see how that goes. And maybe, I don't know. We'll see what it does. I wonder if it's going to change how many times I get surd or how I feel about myself. That might be a good change for me.
Yeah.
Because normally I don't give two shits about going into work wearing makeup. Like, I just don't do it. Like, I don't care. If I can sleep in an extra 10 minutes, I don't worry about it. Excuse me. I don't know. What do you think?
My routine's usually pretty quick if I do makeup. I mean, I go on and off. Some days I want to look finer than the others, but usually, I mean, a little bit of eyeliner, get a little bit of a cat eye, and then I got some nice lip colors. I mean, my makeup is less of a natural look than yours. I think I go strong. So I mean, yours you usually got some fuzzy little eye makeup, right? Some a little bit of smoke.
I might just do like a brownish gold eyeshadow, top liner, bottom pencil, mascara, and lips.
Right
maybe
on.
lips. So
I mean, depends on what you got a lip color in mind?
and I usually go for darker stuff. I mean, that's always been a motif of mine. Darker colors are safer colors.
Well, I was gonna say like they have I heard from a friend of mine, a cis friend of mine, so this is some real cis nonsense. But apparently the way to find the perfect nude lip color is to match the color of your nipples. Apparently, if you got a lip color that is the same color as your nipples, it will look fantastic on your face. And I am not about to pull my left tit out in an Ulta, but you know,
It's going to Sephora. Hey, I need some of this.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sephora, hardly Noah. Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah, they would kick you right out. So I mean, I got some when I want to go a little more subtle, I got the Kat Von D Lolita. She got two different shades of those, and those that one looks pretty good. I used to get Stila, and then they stopped carrying it at Sephora, so I was just like, well, this is kind of the same.
Huh.
I got some cute
I've got
stuff and some usually I just get a bunch of stay all day like liquid lipsticks, lip color things. Those are nice.
I don't know, I stopped a few months ago, but I've got like 2 years worth of Ipsy bags. And so there's just a crap ton of lip stuff in there. Some of it I love, some of it I don't, but I was packing things up today and threw all of my makeup in a box and I realized I've got like probably 15 different color lipsticks. So
yeah, I got
I'll browse it.
Right before I went to my work had what do you call it? When we had the day where I dressed up like a princess and I got my nails done, you know, this hot pink still there.
Mm-hmm.
And got some I put on like a hot pink lip color that I picked up at Sephora literally that day, and I was wearing my very foofy pink dress and cat ears, and I looked fantastic. It was just like I'm rocking all this pink. I'm just embracing this radical femininity, and screw you heteronormativity and you know femirerasure.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't need to do anything too freaking fancy, but I am gonna try and
Yeah, this player, you got a natural look going. I mean, who gives a shit? No way even notice.
You can still. It's not hard to do like a gruffer, punkier, tougher makeup job. That's not hard to do.
Yeah, you're tough, but also a lady.
It's harder for me to do a pretty makeup job than it is to do a makeup job.
You can be two things.
They told me I could be whatever I wanted to be. So I became this.
Oh, and then they told you were wrong.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Woo!
Anything else going on? I got a trip to New York coming up. That's gonna be fun.
Gee, that next weekend?
Yeah, I'm leaving Friday night, so that'll be fun. Friday night, I'm flying out, and then I think the event is Saturday night. So, Marie McGuire.
McGueevil.
Crap, no, I don't even know how. I should ask them. But yeah, they're the founder of the If You Want It, Gender Is Over If You Want It, nonprofit, and so they're throwing an event out there that I want to go help out with and just kind of hang out because I've known Marie for she's going on 3 years now, and we've met once in Chicago, and I don't know. I'm gonna go out and hang out in New York for a weekend. Maybe see what I can see. Go to the event. There's an Against Me show. Oh, I went to an Against Me show.
Boo.
You can.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with Against Me.
is there?
Is there? Go on, tell me what is wrong with Against Me.
Oh, it's just white trans.
Keep in mind, it's my all-time dream to get Laura Jane Grace on this show. So if you trash talk and like ruin that dream,
It's like it's just like white trans girls. Just it's like the one band you have to love. You know, it's like work. You know, it seems like an obligation. Just like, can't we have two? Can't we have sides to pick? Can't there be a Pepsi to their Coca-Cola, please?
I can understand that. How if you are a trans girl and you like music, then it's kind of expected for you to like that.
Right. That's like the only representation. It feels like when
okay, so it's not
option, it's hard for me to evaluate it honestly. You know, for me it's like, do I like this because it's good, or do I like it because that's my only option? And you know, I feel more pressured to like it. Do I like it because it's the only thing that speaks to my experience in music, or you know, the only thing that's
and I can see that. For me it definitely, I mean, because her coming out story was my kind of revelation moment. And that's what kind of led me to become this. And as time went on, and I don't know if it just kind of grew on me over time because I had become kind of a fan because of her coming out story. But I mean, the music is very much I relate a lot to what she talks about in the music. And not only just the songs about trans stuff, but I mean, white people for peace and white crosses are some of my favorite things. I was a teenage anarchist was great. Um, there's just a ton of stuff, old and new, from that band that I absolutely love. And I don't know. It's that punk mentality that is just kind of like a screw you, I'm just gonna do my thing. So I like it. I like it a lot, and it speaks to me. But I can definitely see how if that is not your cup of tea, there is still pressure to be a fan of that particular band.
Also, like, I listened to some, like, I was like listening to some of the more trans focused stuff, and I was listening to it, and I was just like, for some reason I feel like the more I understand the lyrics to a song, the like less I like it. It's just like, song, you should be smarter than me. And so the more I can relate to it, I'm just like, come on, challenge me. So,
I mean, that's kind of why I like it. I like it because, I mean,
because you don't like to be challenged.
I know I like to be challenged. Thank you very much. It's just when I am feeling just depressed and like like I just want to die and give up and I'm tired of all of this crap, I can go and turn on Paralytic States and oh yeah, this is exactly how I feel. So I can actually like just I don't know. And there's not really a song out there that talks about it to there's not a song that relates to the way that I feel as much as that song does. And I think the fact that, I mean, Paralytic States has always been a song that I have not enjoyed necessarily, but I find it incredibly relatable when I'm going through really tough times. For those who don't know, Paralytic States is a song about trans suicide, which a lot of the songs on Transgender Dysphoria Blues deal with depression and the stuff that comes along with that. But no song out there, no bit of music talks about the way that I feel about these kind of things so completely like their music does. And yeah, there's songs about suicide out there, and there's songs about depression, and there's songs about love and heartbreak and all that jazz. But this is, they have a song about how in a relationship, you're a trans woman, but your partner treats you like a boyfriend. I completely know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, cop. I relate to that in theory.
Say that again?
I relate to that in theory, yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
What song is that?
That's off their new Shapeshift With Me album. I will look it up. But yeah, I completely understand that though. There's pressure to buy into certain things that are very transcentric, and I think Against Me is certainly one of those. Boyfriend.
I'm just bitter when we don't about not having options. Was bitter.
When you don't question things.
Yeah, when it's just like the only option is just like, okay, this is your you're like Against Me or Laverne Cox or whatever. It's just like whenever there's like one big monolith representing the trans community, just like hanging over the entire community, that takes like an outsized amount of the representation and the attention, and even when it's just like, okay, we have one, we're good, when it feels mildly like unintentionally tokenizing. It's just like, yeah, I just want Pepsi, I just want at least know it's just like, okay, this other one is comparable and I like this first one better. It's just, I don't know. It's such a weird feeling where I'm very resistant to those things.
Almost like we don't have a ton of options.
Right.
It's almost like there's not enough representation out there.
Jeez. Gosh, blasphemy. Oh. Why would you say such a thing? We're past the transgender tipping point, Abby. Didn't you see Time magazine? It was like years ago. We're past the tipping point. Everything's fine now. We're so far past the tipping point. That's why Hillary lost. Oh.
I get it.
I was watching Weekend Update last night. Longtime listeners will remember that I am pissed off at Colin Jost for making a shitty transgender joke, and I made a meme about it that went semi-viral and ended up getting into the Washington Post. But he started off on a bit about the Justice Department rescinding rights for trans people. And I was just like, where are you gonna go? Are you gonna redeem myself? And then he said nothing else about the tie. You use that as a springboard for he uses it as just like, oh, Trump's just repealing everything Obama did, and he just wants to, if we tell him that Obama invented the Second Amendment, Trump's just gonna throw his guns into the ocean. It's just like, okay, so bait and switch. Are you deliberately trolling me, dude?
I wonder.
Trans protections.
I would not be surprised if he saw your meme.
Oh, I know he has. I absolutely know he has. He got into a Twitter argument with Power Bottom about it.
I wonder if he's avoided the topic. He hasn't apologized or tried to make amends for that, but he's
got
just
an article from the New York Times that just bashed identity politics to like, you know, he tweeted out some neoliberal garbage to try to explain it away. So unrepentant.
Yeah.
Believe me,
as it goes.
You would have had the good sense to put me on your show back in November. You know, you would have heard some stuff. You would have heard this as it went down.
That was like 2 months after meeting you.
Right. What took so long?
I was intimidated by you.
Yeah.
And your ability to just your the way you carried yourself was very with that confidence. Was very intimidating
and imposing, and you wear like leather jackets and stuff. So you not
used to. You were a burlesque performer. You are a burlesque performer, and that was intimidating to me because I was dating a burlesque performer and I had.
Yeah, but I mean that one. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
I think Abby is a pretty cool trans. Kills aliens and doesn't afraid of anything.
I kill aliens?
You ever see that meme?
No, I haven't seen that meme.
Like someone on 4chan posted, I think Halo is a pretty cool guy. He kills aliens and doesn't afraid of anything.
Oh.
I'm just saying, you doesn't afraid of anything, Abby. You got a leather jacket and stuff. You're super cool. You're super tool. You totally flip out and kill people like, you know, real ultimate power and stuff and whatever.
Speaking of ultimate power, and there's gonna be a bridge here made. Did you get that Szechuan sauce?
No.
You get that Szechuan sauce?
I did not.
Are you a Rick and Morty fan?
I enjoy the show. I do not enjoy its fans.
There are a few fans that I enjoy. I don't really involve myself with the big community at large, but I wanted to go get some Szechuan sauce though, just to say that I did.
Yeah, just mix together some soy sauce and ketchup, and you're good.
Yeah. But oh. So
I shared a meme this afternoon. Someone tweeted, it's like, word to the wise, fellow Rickheads. Don't use the Szechuan sauce as lube. One trip to the ER later, I'm $200 poorer.
Oh God, I saw that.
Yeah, these are the. I follow someone on Facebook who just like trolls the hell out of, like, there are people who really see like Rick as the hero of the show. They want to emulate. It's just like, I don't care about anything. I can be a toxic male figure, and like don't see the tragic side of it. Like whoever is just like, oh, I'm cool and super rational or whatever. I don't know. They're just like really terrible, like red pill assholes who like pushed back against Dan Harmon for like making his writer's room half women, who like, you know, got into fight. Like Dan Harmon even like tells off his fans for being terrible, toxic assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I don't know. The only reason I brought it up is because I want Szechuan sauce, and McDonald's screwed the pooch on that by sending 20 packets to each store on average, and that left a lot of people unhappy. And also, a friend of the show, Dr. Powers, is a bit of a nerd.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't know. I want to play it. I want to play a 10-second video that
Going after that Szechuan sauce.
Basically, he cosplayed for Szechuan sauce. He dressed up as Rick. So we're gonna have to get him on and talk about that for our of the show. Because we're on hiatus. We're waiting for season 4 now. We got nothing to talk about. I think Pickle Rick has run its course.
I'm sure it'll come out sometime in 2021.
Yeah. Pickle Rick has
got a show, and it just has the worst fans in the universe. It's so
What is wrong with what's going on with the fan? Like, what are a few of your grievances against the fans of Rick and Morty?
They, like I was saying, there are just a lot of very toxic male people who just buy into this. I don't know, the archetype, see Rick as someone to emulate, someone who doesn't care about anything, can be like nihilist and cool and like try to it's just like, yeah, I can just be that kind of asshole. It's just like there's such people take it so seriously too. Oh my god, there were people like on Reddit trying to figure out how to sue McDonald's for not having enough of the sauce packets.
I just like it because it illustrates just how messed up people are.
It's a good show. It's a very good show, but the people who like, a lot of the people who like it are terrible.
Yeah. I mean, why can't people watch Steven Universe and try and be like, oh, I want to emulate Steven or Garnet?
Because it doesn't. I mean, the thing about Rick and Morty is that if you view the titular character, if you view Rick without a critical eye, you can get some pretty toxic stuff. It's not meant to be. He's not meant to be a traditional hero or someone to emulate.
Yeah. And it's dumb because he's definitely not like, it's not supposed to be like that. In no way is he supposed to be somebody who is got it all together, somebody who is supposed to be a role model. In fact, he's kind of supposed to be portrayed as the exact opposite of that, but other people don't tend to see it that way.
Like, he literally says he is a terrible person, and there are all these just misogynist people who, take this, it's terrible, just awful internet discourse. It's so bad. It's a good show.
Well, the character is misogynistic even. I mean,
yeah,
he's a terrible person, but they don't explicitly say like, oh yeah, screw women, go patriarchy.
There's a post. You ever look at the Hard Times, which is a like kind of a punk rock based version of The Onion, kind of?
No, but it seems to call to me.
So there's this one post. It's called "Quiz: Are you smart enough to enjoy the subtle intricacies in Rick and Morty like me?"
Oh God.
For example, here's one of the questions. Question 1. When Rick creates a robot that can only pass butter, you laughed, but do you even know what it is a reference to? A, the fact that existence is pain and we all fit into our slave roles in the pathetic universe we call society, as described by Karl Marx in one of his many books that most people have never heard of. 2, Isaac Asimov's Rules of Robotics. When Rick says, you and me both, he is referring to the idea that we must all follow the basic rules set out for us by our masters. C, the sick reality that we force those weaker than us to serve the stolen materials from animals that we slaughter in factory farms, a fact that very few people know about because they are too stupid to open their eyes. Or D, I do not know. I only laugh because I want you to like me. I have always looked up to you and admire your obviously superior intelligence.
Oh no, I can't. That can't be somebody seriously doing that. That has to be a joke, but it sucks because you can't put a joke on the internet without people taking it too seriously.
Oh.
Okay.
Like later, nobody exists on purpose is a respectful reference to Nietzsche. Look him up. It's just so it feeds pretentious people, just pretentious assholes, even though it's good. And this is the fate of a lot of good pieces of pop culture. When it gets too good, then the assholes who think they're better than everybody swoop in.
Hopefully it'll be one of those things that once the series runs its course, wait like 5 years or so when people start to forget about it, then it'll be adopted and raved about as a cult classic by legitimate and respectable fans.
Right on. I hope it would be nice, but
so we can go ahead and jump into the news, which I'm trying to avoid because there's not really a ton of good stuff in the news this week. But so we can either
being a trans woman, so I don't know what your problem would be.
I mean,
we have
Jeff Sessions is a dick. Jeff Sessions.
Good.
Jeff Sessions looks like the kind of guy that gets shoved into a locker regularly in high school and probably still does in the White House.
But we are past the tipping point. Are you going to play the news music?
No, do we want to start the news or do we want to talk about Big Mouth?
Well, you started talking about Jeff Sessions, so I figured we were like straight to news point. What is
the fact that Jeff Sessions looks like a wimp is not necessarily news. It's more of a diary issue.
Just felt like we were jumping straight in there. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know what Big Mouth is.
Big Mouth is a cartoon that you should know this.
Yeah, I do. No,
yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Nick Kroll, your hero, Nick Kroll is in it. Like he created it. And
I remember now.
I hate Nick Kroll, but I love this show.
You hate him so much you can't even get his name right. I'm impressed.
Dave Grohl.
You went the wrong direction. Dave Grohl is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, baby.
I thought so. What is it?
Drunk Episode Part 2. Nick Kroll with a K. Kroll.
Whatever. That's how much I don't like him. But
you hate him so much.
All right, Nick Kroll, who is basically a younger version of Jeff Goldblum, created this cartoon. Created this cartoon about kids in middle school going through puberty. And it is the most awkward and crazy, weird, stupid, funny show ever. And they don't shy away from anything, which is nice. Not to see media shying away from things that others might think were too sensitive or too whatever. And I don't know. It's refreshing. As somebody who went through 2 versions of puberty, I kind of like it.
I know. I haven't watched
Except they made
comment.
They made Freddie Mercury like just straight up gay, and that's not the case. That's the only problem I have with it.
Okay. Yeah,
Freddie Mercury 5, not gay.
You people in your gay music.
Bi erasure is a thing. That's not a comment on Queen. That's a comment on bi erasure.
I know.
Which is a legitimate thing, which we haven't actually talked about in the show, but we probably should.
Yeah, well. Sure.
What? You don't think so?
What? Sorry, I missed what you said. I accidentally muted my thing for a second.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it later. All right, fine. You want to play the news bumper? Let's go ahead and play the frickin' news bumper. Ugh. Where is it?
Oh my god.
All right, so what you got in the news?
Okay, so I want to talk about this, what do you call it? The documentary that came out on Netflix about Marsha P.
Is it out now?
Yeah, it just got released on Netflix on Friday. Yeah. Now, here's the issue. Here's the problem. There is Raina Gossett, who is a trans person of color who has who wrote, like literally wrote the book on Marsha Johnson, has done all sorts of research, and she has accused the creator of this documentary of stealing from her, of being, just a, sweeping in and doing the things cis people do. She posted, this week, while I'm borrowing money to pay rent, David France is releasing his multi-million-dollar Netflix deal on Marsha P. Johnson. I'm still lost in the music, trying to pay it no mind and reeling on how this movie came to be and makes so much money off of our lives and ideas. David got inspired to make this film from a grant application video that we made and sent to the Kalamazoo Arcus Foundation Social Justice Center when he was visiting. He told the people who work there, I shit you not, that he should be the one to do the film, got a grant from Sundance Arcus using my language and research about Star, got Vimeo to remove my video of Sylvia's critical "y'all better quiet down" speech, ripped off decades of my archival research that I experienced so much violence to get, had his staff call Sasha up at work to get our context, and hired our advisor to our Marsha film, Kimberly Reed, to be his producer. And that's just the shit I have the spoons to name. There's so much more. This kind of excavation of Black life, disabled life, poor life, trans life is so old and so deeply connected to the violence Marsha had to deal with throughout her life. So I feel so much rage and grief over all of this, and Star must have serious level plan on moving through many and clearly by any means necessary to get the message out. So now I am channeling High Priestess energy to show me the honey throne, because this Storm Queen is, and there's some angry face emojis.
And I thought this was going to be a happy story about a documentary.
I did not claim that.
No, you didn't claim that.
You was says like, I heard good news. It's like, no.
That sucks. That's so what's going to happen? Like, is they being sued, or is it at rant phase right now? And it will
right now it's at rant phase. It's just like this rant came out yesterday. Like Janet Mock just posted, like retweeted it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
David France just responded to it with some nonsense about how, and just like, just the same kinds of things that I think Caitlin Burns responded to it as just like, oh, this just sounds like something that every cis journalist who's ever scooped me thinks. Everybody who's more well connected because they're cis. They get away with these things because they have the connections, because cis people have connections. So well,
it's not even cis people have connections, just people listen to cis people more. That's unfortunate, because obviously this author has a lot of connections. She has decades of archival research on Marsha P. Johnson, and she's got everything she needs to do amazing things with that. But because people listen to cis people more, this documentary director is able to do their thing.
Right. We have the expert in the field is struggling to pay her rent, and David France has millions of dollars from a Netflix deal. So,
yeah.
Cool. I don't know.
I mean, if there's definite like plagiarism and whatnot in there, like take his ass to court.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see.
You'd hope, but it's I mean, that seems like an awfully difficult,
I mean, in a case
to prove.
Yeah. And you would hope that in a case about the plagiarism of a trans person's work on a trans person's life by a cis person, hopefully the odds would be a little bit more evened out, but
yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating. Ugh. Cis people, man, they do things. They do things.
People. Don't get me wrong, I like cis people, just not right away.
It takes a few decades.
It takes a hot second to
Yeah, this is
not decade.
yeah, after David France replied to the tweet. It's like, her history and Sylvia Rivera's has been erased by white cis gays. I felt obligated to use my voice for her legacy. The opposite is neglect. And then Caitlin Burns replies, says, no, you've also erased the legacy of a black trans woman. You've materially harmed this community you claim obligation to. So
yeah. It's not about erasing Marsha P. Johnson. It's about erasing
the person.
Author.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose name is, just to shout it out.
Just to get it again. I'm going back to the tweet now, just so I get it right.
Yeah. See, that's exactly the point. Like, we don't remember.
Raina
what?
Raina Gossett.
You went rope body.
Raina Gossett.
Raina Gossett. That came in real clear.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's posted on Janet Mock's Twitter from last night. If you're looking for it and you're listening to this episode, and I haven't posted it on our Facebook page recently, but I will do that so that we forget it.
Yeah. I really don't want to talk about the other thing that happened in the news this week. Short story is Jeff Sessions says that, oh, yeah, you can discriminate against somebody for their gender identity, and that doesn't constitute discrimination based on sex.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really constitute as anything. You can discriminate against somebody for having a gender identity that you don't necessarily agree with, and there's not really a category that falls into.
And like, here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting wrinkle to this argument. What if somebody, in the eyes of the law, such as myself, I have all my gender markers changed, all my documentation updated, everything is in order. So in the eyes of the state, I'm a woman. Now, if they decided to discriminate against me, if something like that happened, for me, I mean, the law still says I'm a woman. Is it, that I'm not female enough? Is it? I mean, it's like they're trying to put us in a category of like not having a gender.
We are permanently in the middle, in no man's land, no woman's land, no gender land.
Which, I mean, some people are into, but not me.
Yeah, and this is definitely something that affects people who do not choose to medically or legally transition.
Sure.
It's a bigger issue for those people, certainly. But for anybody out there who's trans, it's definitely a thing. And it's unfortunate. I don't want to get into it. I do not have the spoons for that.
Yeah,
Jeff Sessions looks limp, and I hope some.
Trump is still president.
Huh?
TLDR, Trump is still president.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Somebody shoved Jeff Sessions into a locker. Give him a swirly, something like that. He looks like the kind of kid that would have that happen to him repeatedly in school.
That's Southern Fried Goblin.
All right. I think that just about does it. You got anything else to add, EJ?
No. Jeez.
No. We're gonna have some happy news eventually. One of these weeks we're gonna have happy news. Oh
yeah, things are gonna get better for us. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. EJ, question for you. Overall, the Marsha P. Johnson documentary, good or bad thing to have happen?
I mean, I'm against it, but I mean, you could, if you're curious about it, I don't recommend getting it through Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm not recommend you get it. I don't recommend you add to their numbers. Let's just say that much.
Yeah.
I
think the exposure is good. The method of exposure is terrible.
Yeah, I do not endorse that. I mean, I endorse the Drunk History episode that told the story of Marsha P. Johnson. That was great. I endorse
Drunk History.
What?
I just endorsed Drunk History.
Yeah, but that episode in particular, they used trans actresses to portray a trans story. Is good.
So it's good. It's good.
I recommend that.
I think that's gonna just about be doing it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, diaryofatranswoman@gmail.com is where you're gonna want to go and shoot those over to. We'd love to hear from you. On Twitter, we are at Trans Diary Show. I am at Abby Geek.
And hey, I am at SheMX500.
500.
Bye.
Facebook, Diary of a Trans Woman. This podcast is found anywhere that you want to find your podcast at. iTunes, Google, Stitcher, the internet.
We're sponsored.
We don't talk about it nearly.
We're sponsored.
I'm sorry?
By the No Foundation and listeners like you.
Trans BS. Wow, that didn't come out right. PBS, but for trans people, Trans BS.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Trans what we talk every week, so I guess it's accurate. Woo-hoo. I think we just episode title.
Trans BS. Okay. TBS, very funny. So yeah, DOATW is DOATW.com is the website that we're at. We don't talk about that nearly enough. If you want to help us out, 5-star reviews anywhere you get the podcast is going to go a long ways towards helping us out. If you want to learn even more about supporting the show and being an awesome member of our Patreon group, patreon.com/Diary of a Trans Woman. Even just $1 will go a long ways to help us out.
I'm going to say it. We need 6-star reviews. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't think that would be a bad idea. If you can find a way to give a 6-star review, we would absolutely love it.
Unlock that next level. I mean, all trans women have access to the 6-star. It was given unto us by Chelsea Manning. We were granted the hacker skills to go and 6-star podcasts on iTunes, and you should use it on this one. You only get one star a week, and so use it on this one every week.
Make sure you do it right though. Don't leave a 5-star review and then a 1-star review and call that a 6-star review.
Oh,
that's
no.
Really only like a 2.5.
Use your secret 6-star abilities that you got from Chelsea Manning. The rest of you don't know what we're talking about. Don't worry about it. Cis people, don't pay it no mind. To quote Marsha P.
Oh, EJ, am I forgetting anything?
Oh, I mean, did you start recording? Is this recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, so you remembered that. We're good.
All right. Everybody out there, until next time, be sure to take care. Have fun. Thank you so much. Bye. I was going to play. Play? It's not gonna play. I was
not gonna play
a little thing. I wasn't gonna play.
Oh, I could play a thing.
There's a clip from Big Up. Play your thing.
Ooh, baby, do you know that's what? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven, love comes first. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is a place
All right, we're done.